You may not be choosing Jacksonville. You may be choosing, though, the wrong part of it. That mistake can hit your monthly payment, your drive, your school research, your insurance quote, and your patience before you even realize what happened. The beach areas, master plan communities, and quieter suburbs can all look great online, but Jacksonville is one of those places where two homes with similar prices can give you completely different day-to-day lives. So let's get into the blunt version. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear idea of which parts of Jacksonville deserve a closer look and which ones may create problems, and how to avoid making the kind of move that looks great on Zillow but feels wrong after the closing. The trick with Jacksonville is simple. Stop judging it like the version of Florida someone sells you in a 30-second tourism ad. Jacksonville is big. It covers over 840 square miles and has roughly 22 miles of beaches. It now has more than 1 million residents in the metro area. So when someone says they are moving to Jacksonville, that can mean a lot of different things. You could be near the beach, closer to the St. Johns River, in an older established neighborhood, or in a newer master plan community with parks, pools, trails, fitness centers, and neighborhood events. These are completely different lifestyles, even though they may fall under the same general metro area. That is part of what makes Jacksonville appealing. It is not trying to be Miami, Tampa, or Orlando. It has more of a spread out suburban outdoorsy feel with beaches, rivers, job centers, military presence, healthcare, newer communities, and enough local spots to give it some actual personality. Visit Jacksonville calls it the flip side of Florida. And honestly, that label fits. This area tends to work best for people who want space, water access, community amenities, and a normal weekday, not the glitz or glamour of places like Miami or Tampa. And if you are trying to figure out which part of the Jacksonville metro area actually fits your life, that is exactly what our team helps with. We help people buy, sell, and relocate throughout the Jacksonville area. You can call us, text us, or email us. All of our information is in a description below. Some people move to Jacksonville and they absolutely love it. Other people move here and they spend the next year wondering why. They are usually looking for something a little faster paced and find the Jacksonville Metro less exciting than they were expecting. The difference usually comes down to whether Jacksonville actually fits the way they want to live. Families often do well here because there are a lot of communities built around parks, pools, trails, schools, sports, and neighborhood events. If you want space, a yard, and a more suburban setup, Jacksonville gives you a lot of options. Remote workers can also do really well here. If you are not tied to an office every morning, you have more flexibility to choose based on lifestyle instead of being trapped in a daily routine. Military families are another strong fit, because Naval Station Mayport, NAS Jacksonville, and Kings Bay, not too far north, and the overall military presence in Northeast Florida, a lot of people here understand the reality of moving. Retirees can also find a lot to like, especially if they want warmer weather or a lower maintenance lifestyle without feeling completely disconnected from restaurants, healthcare, and the airport. But Jacksonville is not perfect for everyone. If you want a higher walkable city where you can live without a car, this is going to frustrate you. If you hate driving, you need to be very careful. If you are expecting strong public transportation, you are probably going to be disappointed. And if your dream is Miami nightlife or Tampa's urban feel, Jacksonville is not trying to be any of those things. Jacksonville works best for people who want space, water access, suburban convenience, community options, and a little breathing room. It works worst for people who expect every part of daily life to be dense, walkable, fast, and right outside their front door. You could usually tell where Jacksonville is headed by counting the orange cones. Jacksonville has been adding residents, rooftops, shopping centers, restaurants, and job activity all at the same time. You see it in new roads, road extensions, new grocery stores, new restaurants, medical offices, warehouses, schools, and entire communities that didn't even exist a few years ago. Growth can be a good thing. Better restaurants, stronger services, newer communities, and more convenience that can make an area much more livable for anyone relocating. The better question is not just, is this area growing? Because it is. Is the growth making the area more useful for your life, or is it just making it busier? The map lies to you in Jacksonville, Florida. Your phone says it's close. Your windshield may have a different opinion though. A simple trip can turn into bridge traffic, beach traffic, school pickup, or one road that apparently everyone in Northeast Florida decided to use at the exact same time. Jacksonville is still a car-heavy area for most residents. Yeah, JTA exists, but most people are planning daily life around their car and their clock. Beach traffic can sneak up on weekends and peak seasons. School traffic can completely change a neighborhood feels in the morning and again in the afternoon. So before you commit to an area, test the real-life routine. Jacksonville can work very well when your daily routine matches the area you choose. Skip that step, and after a few months of living here, you may be second-guessing your move. The list price gets all the attention. The monthly payment decides whether the numbers hold up. Jacksonville can look reasonable when someone is coming from a higher cost market. A listing may seem easier to approach here than in other Florida metros, but the number online leaves out several costs that matter. When considering the full payment, you should include the mortgage, interest rates, property taxes, homeowners insurance, HOA fees and CDD fees if applicable, utilities, and of course maintenance. Homeowners insurance needs to be part of the conversation early on. Around Jacksonville, estimates can vary, but common annual estimates we reviewed often land maybe around $2,500 to $3,500 or more. A $3,000 annual premium adds $250 a month before the main mortgage payment even gets involved. Property taxes can shift the number too. Effective rates often land around 1% to 1.2%, depending on the district, exemptions, and the specific property. A home in Duval County, Jacksonville Beach, or St. Johns County can carry a very different monthly cost, even when the listing price looks similar. HOA communities deserve a real look as well. Pools, gates, landscaping, common areas, and maintenance all get paid out of the HOA fees. Utilities and maintenance should not be ignored either. Bigger homes, older homes, pools, irrigation systems, lawn care, roof, HVAC age, and Florida humidity can all affect what the home actually costs to own. Run the full monthly numbers before getting too attached to the listing. A home can look affordable online and still feel tight once taxes, insurance, HOA fees, utilities, and all the maintenance show up to play. After that, math is on the table. The 2026 market starts becoming clearer. Some homes pencil out. Others need better pricing, better terms, or a reality check before the market delivers one for the sellers. Jacksonville in 2026 feels calmer than the frenzy years, and that is definitely a good thing. The Northeast Florida Association of Realtors has pointed to a more balanced Northeast Florida market. So I'd watch three things closely: inventory, days on market, and price reductions. Those numbers tell you how much leverage may exist and whether a listing is grounded in reality. Homes with strong photos, clean presentation, realistic expectations, and fewer obvious repair concerns can still get attention early. The ones that miss the mark usually sit on the market the longest. Jacksonville area homeowners should take this seriously. Let's list high and see what happens sounds harmless until the listing gets stale and everyone starts wondering what's wrong with the house. That is not a strategy that works. For buyers, a price reduction deserves a closer look, not blind excitement. The seller may have room to negotiate, or the home may have repairs, insurance concerns, roof questions, or old pricing baggage that explains the change. The key is knowing what can be negotiated, what needs more research, and what should make you slow down before the inspection, insurance, roof condition, or HOA documents start changing the numbers. That leads to the part nobody likes dealing with until it starts messing with the payment. The boring details that can wreck the plan if you check them too late. One boring detail can change the entire plan. In Florida, insurance, flood status, roof age, HOA documents, and taxes belong near the front of the conversation. Review them before you get too excited about the house itself. Around Jacksonville, water is not only a beach conversation. The St. Johns River, creeks, retention ponds, older drainage systems, low-lying streets, and random pockets that hold water can all affect the numbers. Start with FEMA flood maps, then review the actual property. A high-risk flood area generally means at least 1% annual chance of flooding over a 30-year mortgage. That deserves real conversation. Flood exposure can still be worth reviewing outside of those zones because Jacksonville has rivers, coast, and stormwater issues all working from different angles. Roof age also needs attention. An older roof can affect coverage, timing, and the number of insurance options that you'll have available. Wind mitigation can also change the conversation. So do not wait until everyone is emotionally attached to the kitchen island before you start looking into this stuff. For a condo, townhome, or a shared maintenance community, read the rules, the fees, the reserves, and the responsibilities before you get too far down the road. Here is the early checklist. Get an insurance quote, flood status, roof age, HOA documents, and tax estimate. Handle these up front and the whole process gets cleaner. If you skip them, then you and your family may be setting up for heartache down the road. Once you understand those details, the final question is simple. Is Jacksonville actually the right fit for you? At this point, the verdict is pretty simple. Jacksonville is a strong fit if you want space, water access, suburban convenience, job opportunities, community options, and just a little bit of breathing room. It is not a great fit if you need dense walkability, extensive public transportation, Miami nightlife, Tampa's urban energy, or Orlando's entertainment machine. That version of Jacksonville does not really exist, and pretending it does is a great way to annoy yourself. So before you make the move, be honest about what you actually want your day-to-day life to really be like. Jacksonville can be an incredible place to live and to raise your family, but only if you are moving here for the lifestyle it actually offers, not the one you are hoping it offers. Jacksonville gives you a lot of choices, but the right move comes from understanding how these choices actually fit your life. That is where our team can help. We work throughout the Jacksonville metro area, and if you are planning a move, preparing to sell, or relocating here, you can call or text. The number is 904-337-9568, or email us at info@coastalhavengroup.com. My name is Andrew Michael. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to meeting you in person. Take care and have a great day.